Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today marks an important moment in the history of this channel. I've had my fair share of controversial videos. If you've been a long-time viewer, you'll know. There's been a lot of controversial takes that I have expressed. Expressing my opinions on the game will not change. However, I am going to stop making videos like ranking characters from easiest to hardest type stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of content coming out with the game very soon, especially ranked coming out in a week, and I kind of want to shift my content more towards just like general actual game content rather than just like takes about the game, because that's all it's been for like the past week or so and I'm getting bored of it. I want to go back to actually making content on the game rather than just my opinions on the game, if that makes sense. So yeah, I figured we got to end it with a bang. And for my last controversial video, I'm going all out. I have a list right here of 10 hot takes in Multiverses that get progressively hotter as they move on. And there are some flammable ones in here. There's some stuff on here that I haven't even said on YouTube. And boy, this comment section is going to be a doozy. But yeah, let's get into it, starting with hot take number 1. Remember, we're starting off light and we're kind of cooking it up as we go. So number 1, Raindog has the best skins in the game. I really don't see how anybody can debate this. Raindog just has like the absolute best skins in the game. He has the cutest skins. He's got the most detail. Like there are a few skins in the game that are as detailed as Raindog skins. I think that Wonder Woman's new skin is super cool with like the axe. But then there's skins like Arya's where they just take like the most boring outfit that Arya ever put on in Game of Thrones and they make it an outfit for some reason. I'm not sure why. It wasn't even a pivotal moment in like Arya's development or something. It was literally just like a random training arc that lasted for like 3 days in season 1. So it doesn't really make much sense to me why that's an outfit. That's a whole different tangent though. Yeah, I think that Raindog has undebatably the best skins in the game. If you think that somebody has better skins, like overall, not just like one banger skin, I'm saying overall their collection of skins, Raindog just solos everybody in this game. Anyway, hot take number 2, getting a little bit more spicy. When ranked comes out in a week, ranked should force you to rematch every single set. You shouldn't be able to win one match or lose one match and then back out of a set. You should be locked when you queue to play out the full 3-match set, or I guess best of 3, because technically you could win twice in a row or they could win twice in a row. That would be a much better system than having it available to join ranked, win one match and then leave. Join ranked, win one match and then leave. That's stupid. You shouldn't be able to do that. In casual, I understand it because a lot of people, you know, they're queuing, they have to go, you know, it's casual. They're just queuing a low stakes, fun mode. And then if they got a dip after one, that's fine. Like I have no problems with that. It's literally, it's unranked. But in ranked mode where you're grinding your ranked rating, you should be locked into that set because lucky matches do happen. Like you can just get lucky and send someone off with a hit that shouldn't happen, or like where they think that they've touched the ground but they haven't, you hit them off and they don't have any jumps or dodges. Like this happened to me more times than I'd like to admit, where I use both my jumps and dodges and then get hit with like one light attack and barely go off the map and I can't recover because I don't have any abilities or dodges. Stuff like that can happen. It's just kind of like a little cheesy, like dumb kill that shouldn't have happened. So if ranked forces you to rematch, I'm going to be a lot happier with it than if you can just win one set and leave. I'm still going to grind it no matter what, but it should force you. Like, don't, come on. Don't be a bitch. Just rematch. Hot take number 3. KBM is better than controller. That's an objective fact. I play controller. I don't really play KBM at all. I think I've played it for a grand total of maybe like 10 matches because I get wrist pain. My keyboard is pretty small. As you can see, I have like a keyboard that's, it's a 65% technically, but it's basically a 60%. Like it's literally a 60% with one extra row. And my wrists hurt from like having them so close together. And it's like at this angle that it hurts. It's like nerd neck, but for my wrist. So anyway, I don't play KBM, but KBM is literally just better. Like when I play KBM, I feel like I'm playing better than I do on controller. You have the ability to press buttons much more quickly and actually like kind of pre-input things. To explain it better, let me grab my controller real quick. So when you're moving, right? So this is left stick, I'm moving. I'm going this way. In order for me to change my direction and go that way, I have to go to a neutral position and then I can change direction, right? Or if I'm going this way, I have to go to a neutral position and then I can go the other direction. So I have to cross a large distance. Like I say a large distance, I sound like a nerd. It's a larger distance than KBM where I can just shift from pressing this key to pressing this key and instantly change direction, right? So your movement is a lot quicker and you can tell instantly when somebody's playing KBM because they're just like, you know, jiggling back and forth like this every second they get just to flex that they're on KBM, or they have like really clicky switches. So they're sitting there doing this the whole game. Whereas controller, you can't do this and go back and forth on controller as fast as you can do that on KBM. KBM is just the better input. And I'm not saying it's better because you can jiggle. I'm saying it's better because you can change directions more quickly. You have more control over the speed of the game. You have more control over the speed of your moves, the combos of your moves. And similarly, if I'm trying to transition from a right light attack to a left light attack for a combo or something, I have to travel all this way. Whereas on KBM, I can just transition from light right, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just way quicker to transition between things on KBM. So KBM is just objectively better than controller. Hot take number 4. This is where I think that things get a little bit spicy. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for a lot of people in this community that have this stupid, corny mindset. Stop asking for buffs and nerfs. Just adapt. That is a stupid, terrible mindset to have in the game. I don't care if your favorite pro player said that. That's because they're a pro. I'm not a pro, all right? I've had my fair share of top 100 characters. I have some right now. I'm not a pro. I would say I'm above average, but I am in no means, by no means, a pro. But saying stop asking for buffs and nerfs, just adapt. In the old days, games didn't get balance changes, we just adapted. That is so corny. Stop saying that. Games need buffs and nerfs and balancing to remain competitive. In the old days, there was no competitive gaming. It was trick shotting and Modern Warfare lobbies. It doesn't relate to that. Like, stop bringing up that point. That's stupid. When a character has a broken exploit or ability, it needs to be nerfed or patched. When a character is garbage and has like a 2% pick rate across the entire game, they need to be buffed so that they're picked more. That is just like a base element of the game. And I just don't get this corny little mindset of like, no, don't nerf my main, just adapt. That's stupid. Your main needs to be nerfed. Anyway, I could make a whole video about that corny mindset, but I won't. That's my take. All right, if you're one of those people that says that, please like seek help. You know, people love you. Hot take number 5: new characters should go at least a week without changes. This is unrelated to Stripe. Like, I mean, it's partially related, but like, it's not just because of my take on Stripe. New characters should go a week because people need time to adapt. The same way that people need time to learn how to play a character, I would say it's arguably even more important that people learn how to play against a character and counter a character. There are so many characters that the communities have like this 180 shift on. Like, when the game came out, people thought Tom and Jerry sucked, and then 2 weeks later, Tom and Jerry is the #1 meta pick. There's situations like that where characters just like change over time, and the community needs time to adapt and actually learn how to play with and against a character. So I think characters should go a week at least without balance changes when they first drop. Hot take number 6: 1v1s are more competitive than 2v2s. This is a feral take. This is where things start to really get spicy. All right, I added the sriracha into that frying pan. I think 1v1s are more competitive than 2v2s because less stupid things happen in 1v1s. 1v1s is just you and the enemy. There aren't any other factors. It is just you two that can affect the outcome of the match. When you have a 2v2 and it's more like chaotic and crazy, I feel like there's more button mashing that happens. And obviously at a pro level, you could argue like, oh, they're not button mashing. They have a perfect plan. They have a chess match in their head where they have 15 moves planned in advance. I still think 1v1s are more competitive than 2v2s because you get to focus on just your opponent and your reaction to that opponent. And it's just pure raw talent between you two. Whereas in 2v2s, you could just get blindsided by the other person, or like you could have one guy in a combo and then somebody else just comes over and slams you. And like, yes, 2v2s is still competitive. I'm not saying 2v2s is not competitive. 2v2s is great. Both of them should have their own spot in esports and they're both competitive. I just think that 1v1s is more competitive than 2v2s. Hot take number 7: Arya is top 3 hardest characters in the game. And before people come at me, oh, you just spam up special. Number 1, that's a stupid, like, you know, that's a one-head take in the first place, but I won't get into that. Arya is not hard because of her combos. Her combos are easy. No one's arguing that. You can just press up Y and then like light. Obviously, you can't spam it because a tactic exists. Situations happen where you can't get them into an up Y. It's actually harder than you think to get them in an up Y coming from a top 100 Arya. Arya is not my main anymore. My days of Arya maining are over. She has been so consistently broken for like the past 2 months that I don't even want to pick her up anymore. But again, that's a different topic. Arya is not hard to play because of her combo game and her offensive game. Arya is hard to play because she is the lightest character in the game and top 5 slowest characters in the game. She also just doesn't have any defense abilities. Like, there's certain characters in the game, like say Rick, for example, that has the Meeseeks he can use for defense, that ball that he can throw down, which can zone out areas of the map. New characters like Stripe that have a buzzsaw they can throw, they can pop out dynamite and then launch themselves away, stuff like that, or launch themselves towards the opponent. You people like Harley that can place a box of explosives that the other person can't approach. Arya has none of that. She is extremely light and very slow, and it's hard to stay alive with Arya. Any character in the game can KO you at like 75%, and that means that you're going to have essentially half of their lives. Like, say you're playing against a Shaggy that gets KO'd at around 150% every game, and you're Arya who gets KO'd at around 75% each game. Now, this is only attaining to high level lobbies. In low level lobbies, Arya is OP, blah blah, because people don't know how to play against her. I'm not counting like rank 800k Aryas. I'm talking about like top 100 Aryas, or even like top 1000 Aryas, I would say, is where the cutoff for like good Aryas begins. If you're getting KO'd at 75% and that Shaggy is getting KO'd at 150%, that means he essentially has double the health of you per life, which means he has double your lives. You have to kill him 4 times and he has to kill you twice. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain that really, and I'm too tired to even get into it, but Arya is definitely one of the hardest characters in the game, and I would say top 3, if not higher. And not because of her attack game. I don't want to see people in the comments, oh, you just spam up special. It's not because of her attack game. It's because of staying alive with Arya is such a challenge. You can't protect yourself. You can't run. You get KO'd very easily. Anyway, I can make a whole video on that, but Arya is definitely one of the top 3 hardest characters in the game, in my opinion. That's an important note there at the end. Level 8. Stripe is not OP. I made a whole video on this. If you want to check that out, you can. I'm trying to keep this video like relatively short because I don't want to take up all you guys' time with these controversial takes. I'm going to get through them rapid fire. So I'm not going to elaborate on Stripe right now. That does not mean I don't have reasoning. I literally made an entire video just talking about Stripe the entire time. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description if I remember. If not, just yell at me in the comments. I read all my comments, so I'll figure it out within like the first 10 minutes that the video goes up. But yeah, Stripe is not OP, in my opinion. Go check out that video if you want more. Hot take number 9. The devs should listen to the competitive player base more than the casual player base. Yes, the casual player base base makes up more of the game. Obviously, the casual player base is like 95% of the game, and the competitive player base is like 5% of the game. However, the competitive player base has a much better understanding of the game and how it plays than the casual player base. If the competitive player base says this character is ridiculously overpowered, and the casual player base is like, no, because you can spam up special. And I'm not talking about Arya in specific, it's just the first thing that came to my mind. The competitive player base knows more about how the game actually plays and functions and like is supposed to be run and how things should feel than the casual player base, because the casual player base is a completely, like, half the time the casual player base doesn't even understand attacks. When I made that video talking about why Stripe wasn't OP, I got comments from people that literally just didn't understand what the ability was. I got comments from people that said like, but Stripe has unlimited bullets. That's so stupid. He can just sit there and press his bullet button forever. No, he doesn't. He has 3 bullets that are on a 6-second cooldown each. That's an 18-second cooldown to refill all your bullets. That is very much not unlimited. You know what I mean? I remember when I made my video about Arya, there was like, I made like a video that was like, how a top 1% Arya plays or whatever. This is back when I was top 100 Arya. And there were people in the comments that were like, she can literally fly and teleport at any time. How is that fair? And I commented and I responded and I was like, you have to throw an ability and then teleport to the ability. And that ability has a very long cooldown. And someone replied and they were like, no, she literally has a blink ability that can teleport. Like, sometimes the casual player base just literally doesn't understand the game, which is fine. Like, these are people that come home and play the game for like 30 minutes on a Tuesday night, and then the next time they get on is like Saturday at 2 a.m. Whereas, and I'm not saying I'm part of the competitive player base. To be clear, I don't think that I'm a pro. I'll reiterate that. I'm literally just a guy that makes videos about a game that I enjoy. But if it comes between a pro player that won Evo that says, no, this is OP, and then somebody that gets on once a week and plays while he's eating his Chipotle bowl with no rice, and like, you know who I'm going to trust. You know what I mean? The devs should balance the game around the competitive player base more than the casual player base. Obviously, their input should matter. I'm not saying it's like 100% just listen to pros, because that kills games, but it should be like a 60-40 split or something, like a 70-30 even. And lastly, level 10, my hottest take, the most flammable take. Sweats did not ruin the game. You just suck. This applies for every game. This take actually, like, this take is so one-headed, it actually hurts to hear. Sweats did not ruin gaming. Skill-based matchmaking is a standard in gaming. Every single game that comes out nowadays has skill-based matchmaking. You are only playing against people that are your skill level. These sweats do not affect you in any way, shape, or form. Like, I swear, I'll have somebody that's like ranked 1.3 million with Shaggy in my comments saying, sweats like you ruin the game. I can't even have fun anymore. Like, no offense, you will never be in my lobby. I don't understand why you're complaining to me that I'm ruining your playing experience. Me as an individual player is ruining your experience? That doesn't make sense. And sweats overall as a whole did not ruin gaming. Like, sweats, if anything, made gaming bigger, because now esports is huge. Like, I know I branched this out into gaming as a whole, but everything I'm saying applies to multiverses as a niche as well. Sweats have blown up games and created an entirely new like niche for games, which is competitive gaming, and people that take gaming like super seriously. I would say that I am like a sweat, I guess, if you want to call it that. I play this game every day, and when I play, I try to win. Like, I guess that's, some people, I guess, get mad at people for that. Like, I've seen comments that are like, you try to win so hard. It's like, what, you want me to get in a match and jump off the ledge? Like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. I don't want to go off on a whole tangent. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet for you guys, so I don't want to waste your time. But yeah, sweats did not ruin the game. If you say that sweats ruin gaming, chances are you are in like the bottom 5% of the player base, and the sweats have no effect on you whatsoever. That's gonna wrap up this video of hot takes though. That's my 10 hot takes that progressively get hotter. This video was just made for fun. Like, it's just for fun thing. It's purely for entertainment purposes. I don't actually like dislike anybody in the community, except for like, you know, the people that came in my comments and called me slurs and threatened me because I disagreed with them. That's weirdo behavior. But anyway, if you're free to disagree with me. Like, this game would be nothing if people didn't disagree. If everybody just agreed, this game would be full of mindless crayon munching zombies that all just you know, repeat the same thing back to each other. Shaggy is OP, Shaggy is OP. Like, no one cares. The game is better when there's controversy, when people are arguing back and forth. So nothing in this video has any ill intent behind it. I don't actually want to like diss you when I say like, oh, sweats didn't run gaming, you suck. I don't mean you in specific. Like, it's just a saying, you know. That's my hot takes. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. Enjoy. That was my last controversial video for a while, so get a good look. After this, I'm back to wholesome content only. I'm on my Nikkei 30 grind. I will not listen to music with swearing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe for more and to pay my rent. See you guys.